elevate everyday dishes, you need to focus on enhancing flavors with fresh herbs and spices, incorporating contrasting textures, adding acidity with citrus or vinegar, using high quality ingredients, and paying attention to plating by creating height and visual appeal with color combinations and garnishes. Essentially making simple dishes more interesting through thoughtful flavor combinations and presentations of techniques. Turning an ordinary meal into something special doesn't require hours in the kitchen, but then it also doesn't require expensive ingredients. With a few simple tricks, you can elevate your everyday meals into culinary delights that tantalize the taste buds and bring joy to the dinner table. Hello and welcome to another interesting episode here on Lunch Global. And today we'll be looking at the plenty ways we can elevate our everyday dishes. We are tired of doing the normal regular plating recipes, eating the regular things. How do you elevate your meal? How do you elevate your dishes? How do you make food more appealing to you? There are a lot of people out there that they are not friendly with food at all. And in our last episode, we also talk about how you can be very, very friendly with your meal. And today we're going to be looking at, how you can elevate those dishes to be able to get used to it, to be able to find those dishes attractive, even those meals that you feel you do not like or you don't like them because you don't even have a reason why you don't like them. You don't have allergies and it's not like there's anything wrong with you at all, but you don't just like it. Today we'll also be looking at why don't you like that meal and how do you get to like them. So by elevating your everyday dishes, you'll be able to get acquainted with food, and of course eat what you don't even know you can be able to eat. So we're going to go into the details, but before then let's quickly go on a break. Stay tuned because we will return shortly. For some people, cooking represents the first kind of irony. Feeding ourselves is our most basic human need. But for some reason, no one bothered to tell us how to do it or even that it was important to learn. So we grew up, left the house and become dependent on restaurants and instant meals, only to find out 10 years later that this food has been killing us slowly. Now, what exactly are we supposed to do when we find ourselves in such situation? Now, learning to cook is important, but can be intimidating if you've never done more than boil water, open cans, and zap frozen eateries or entries. Navigating the kitchen is much easier if you know a few simple tricks that seasoned chefs take for granted. And trust me, when you know those tricks, it's going to be super easy for you to find your way around the kitchen. Whether you're cooking for yourself or for a family, this easy to implement tips will get to help you add the extra flair to your regular dishes, transforming them from mundane to magnificent. So we're going to be exploring some of these creative ways to enhance our daily meals and make every dining experience a little more special. And if it is like, even if it feels like magic for you to, make meal or cook aside making the regular, maybe making your tea or making your, I wanted to say making your custard, but funny thing about making all this pap and all that, they look so easy, but then it's a professional kind of paps that, when you're making it and then you're seeing it's not thickening, it's not coming out well. I know a lot of people have had that experience, even experts, even chefs, even people who are like, even mothers that, sometimes you have your baby and you always make that on a regular basis. There are days that it goes south. But then today, we will be able to understand that, cooking is not magic. It's just simple trick. You can know that once you know the ingredient that works together, your seasoning and your spices, trust me, you can cook it just anyhow, and you might end up getting a very nice meal. Now, one secret is when you have ingredients like vegetables, we all know that vegetables don't need to be cooked. They just need to be steamed. Like, so once you steam your vegetable, you can eat those vegetables raw the way they are. So one thing about vegetable is they are steamed, or you can even make sure when you're cooking your vegetables, they still have that hot feeling, so they don't overcook and then they turn out looking so muggy and stuff like that. So you have to understand all of that. And when you have the trick and then the idea of how you can go about combining your ingredients, like making rice and beans, making beans and potato, making beans and yam, you need to know the combination. And once you know the combination, cooking is going to be super easy for you. So one of those tricks that we will be learning is for you to be able to experiment with herbs and spices. Just the way I mentioned, when you have an idea of the herb and then the spice you're using, then it's easy. It's very, very much easy for you to navigate to also make your meal, and then it will come out perfectly good, and you'll be wondering, did I really make this meal? And then that you'll be proud of yourself and even call yourself a pro. Herbs and spices are the easiest way to add a boost of flavor to any dish. Try pairing different herbs with specific food, like dill with fish, rosemary with chicken, or cilantro in taco. Explore international spices to add an exotic twist, like a dash of smoked paprika in stew or a sprinkle of garam masala in vegetable dishes. Understand how flavors work together and don't be afraid to experiment. For instance, adding a pinch of cinnamon in a savory dish or a hint of chili in chocolate can create a surprising and delightful contrast. So one good thing is when you're trying all of this and experimenting them, just get to do them with boldness and confidence. And you don't, sometimes we try things for the first time and it comes out super well. But then sometimes we try to make the same thing and it comes out like you cannot even imagine why it came out the way it came. It may be very whack and it doesn't taste nice, but you keep trying. You can combine different spices together and they will not give you that perfect flavor you want. But then once you keep trying, you'll be able to discover like a perfect flavor that you never even imagined. So the next thing you also need to learn about, making your food, elevating your meal, elevating your dinner, your dishes, is presentation of your food. Now, one thing about presentation of food, if you notice, when you present a meal just anyhow, it doesn't attract, no matter how beautiful or no matter how tasty that meal is. But once you see a meal well packaged, looking beautiful, even if you've never eaten that food, because it looks very attractive to the eyes, very inviting, very welcoming, you want to give it a try. And then sometimes you want to try that food and next thing you're like, because it doesn't taste nice, right? Like, that's for you, you're not used to that kind of meal. But then the first thing that attracted you was the presentation of the meal. So to elevate your meal, to want to try that food, or to enjoy eating well, you have to present your food beautifully. Now, food presentation is an art that can turn a regular meal into a feast for the eyes. Use colorful plates that contrast with your food for visual appeal. You can also try different plating techniques, like using molds for rice or puree, drizzling sauces artistically, or stacking ingredients for height. Even the way you cut vegetables can make a dish more visually interesting. You can think of spiralized carrot, ribbon cucumbers, or finely diced herbs as garnish. Remember, we eat with our eyes first. So taking a few extra minutes to plate your dish beautifully can make all the difference. When it's served well, very colorful, very attractive. And if the way most times kids, When a kid wants to eat food and the food is very colorful, they enjoy it better than just the normal serving of the meal, or maybe just the rice and maybe just the boiled egg. But when they see rice in a particular portion, you know how baby plates, the kids plate are, they have like compartments. So you know, when the one of the sides has like maybe tomatoes, the other side has like carrots, the other side has like a grape and strawberry, the other side has like a rice or whatever, you know, carbohydrate the child is eating, and then of course the protein. They tend to enjoy and eat the food even more better than, you know, just serving the food just at random. And another thing again you can do to elevate your dish is to introduce international flavors. You know, we are so used to our Nigerian style. If it is not Nigerian jollof rice, then it's not going to be rice. If it is not this dish, oh, I'm a local man, this is the kind of meal I love to eat. But trust me, we eat because we want to stay healthy. We eat because we want to satisfy, you know, our cravings. We also eat because of you know, maybe health conditions. Even if, you know, there's a condition already, we also need to eat to satisfy hunger. So if you're doing all of those things, you cannot just say just because you're eating to satisfy hunger, you're just only concerned for hunger. No, you have to eat with the intention that you're satisfying hunger. You're also looking out for your health. You're also eating healthy. You're also eating to help, you know, manage whatever ailment or any toxin that is there in the body. So you have to get to learn to introduce international flavors. Don't just be used to the normal what do they call it, the normal ginger that we all use, the normal Iru that we all use, the normal, you know our Nigerian you know, spices. But then explore, learn about other you know, other meals, like international dishes, you know, learn other things, and then you can try making them, inculcate them into your own meal, and then you can see the difference. Now you can try to make the normal Nigerian jollof rice, and then you're trying a particular spice from another region or from another country, and then it will even taste better, and you're like, oh, I don't even think this was going to look this nice, or it's going to taste this nice. But then to your surprise, it's now looking very, very inviting. Now injecting international flavors into your meals is a delightful way to keep dining experience exciting. One delicious example is a Mongolian beef recipe, which is a fantastic way to explore the rich flavors of Asian cuisine. This dish typically combines tender slices of beef with a savory and slightly sweet sauce featuring ingredients like soy sauce, garlic, and green onions. It's a perfect example of how you can introduce diverse flavors into your everyday cooking. By trying such recipes, you not only bring variety to your weekly menu, but also get a taste of different cultures right from your own kitchen. So you can pair it with steamed rice or vegetable, and you have a meal that's both exotic and comforting. And experimenting with such international recipes encourages culinary exploration and can be a gateway to discovering a whole new world of flavors. So you don't have to be in Asia to be able to make an Asian cuisine. You don't have to be in America to be able to make that. You don't have to be in Spain to be able to make a Spanish meal, or you don't have to be in China to also make all those things. You know, once you learn about the flavors, you learn about the meal, then it's easy for you to just, you know, diversify, be creative, make your own meal, and then it looks inviting that people will be wondering, or your friends will be wondering, how did you even make this? What is your secret recipe? I know sometimes we tend to ask people, how do you make this? Where do you learn this? And you know, you have people like chefs, sometimes they will hide their signature from you because it's their own signature. That's what makes their own meal unique. So there's something that will make your meal very unique, and you see people enjoying it. And who knows, you can say, if I can make meal like this and people are enjoying my dish, why not turn it into, you know, a business, so money can be coming in, because you're using your money, resources, time, and energy as well. So, you know, it's a good idea for you to learn so other people can learn from you as well. And you also teach your children so that, you know, when they grow, they already have this experience and they will never ever depart from it. You also need to incorporate seasonal product. You know, when we talk about seasonal product, we're talking about what is available, what is in for the season. Is it the season of spinach? Is it the season of this? There are a lot of ingredients out there. So what is available? So, you know, where you can even get to understand that is you have to maybe go to farmers market, maybe local farmers, because at that point that's when you get to know that, okay, this is what is available in the season. So embracing seasonal produce not only support local farmers, but also it guarantees the freshest and most flavorful ingredients. Don't forget that when you get your ingredients directly, from the farm, they are more healthy, more nutritious, more flavorful. They make the food taste better. And if you think I am joking, try it. Get your ingredient, first one, get it from maybe directly from the farm, mostly farmers markets, or just buy it from the regular market. Then make those two dishes, and then you come tell me which one tastes better. Now, each season offers something special, from summer berries to autumn squash. Create dishes based on what's available seasonally. For instance, make berry compotes or jam in summer, pumpkin soup in fall, hearty root vegetable stew in winter, and fresh asparagus salad in spring. Cooking with the seasons also adds variety to your diet throughout the year and can inspire new and delicious meal ideas. So for that, you already know what is available. I have this, and then it makes you come up with so many recipes that are healthy, and of course they are good, and then it will feel very interesting because this is you trying to make what you've not even tried before, and you never can tell. It might give you just the best recipe you can ever imagine. You can also make your own sauce and dressing. Now, making your own sauce and dressing helps in elevating your meal. You can just sometimes, I remember one time I just think of, in my head I just analyzed what I can make that I've not made that is just different. I do not want to eat the rice and stew. I don't want to eat the rice and the normal tomato sauce and all of that. I don't want to eat just the regular meal. So I just decided to make something different. And trust me, I decided to make more like a gravy sauce with a coconut milk, all of those things, gizzard, and it came out perfectly well. Nice spices that I've never used before. I just decided to try it, and as it is right now, that's my favorite kind of gravy sauce because it tastes very unique and very nice. And more there are times that when you eat something, you will tell yourself that no, this is healthy. So I felt that way. I felt like it was really healthy. So you can make your own sauce, and of course your dressing. Crafting your own sauces and dressing is a game changer for transforming meals. Homemade dressing, free from preservative and additives, can elevate a simple salad to restaurant quality. Experiment with different oils, vinegar, herbs, and spices. For pasta, move beyond jarred sauces by making your own marinara pesto or Alfredo sauce with fresh ingredients. The key is to taste as you go and adjust the flavors to your preference. These fresh homemade additions can significantly enhance the taste of your meals, adding a personal touch that can be replicated with store-bought product. That can't be, it can never be replicated with any store. And people will ask you, how did you get this done? Now, you can also get to add a gourmet touch with garnishes. Now, garnishing your meal, maybe when you are making just a jollof rice, you garnish it outside, not the regular salad, the coleslaw, just garnish it in a way that it looks very attractive. It makes your dish look nice, healthy. There's a feel when your meal is healthy, you'll feel it. You will just understand that, okay, there are times that when you meet, you'll be like, this meal looks very healthy. But just because our mouth is used to a particular taste of food, we are just not scared of trying, but then we're not used to it because we feel it won't give us the satisfaction we need. Then you have to learn to elevate your dish with simple yet elegant garnishes. A sprinkle of fresh chopped herbs such as basil or parsley can add color and freshness. Toasted nuts or seed lend a satisfying crunch and a boost of flavor to salad or vegetable dishes. A few shavings of quality cheese like Parmesan or drizzle of a balsamic glaze can transform a simple pasta or salad into a gourmet experience. Even a twist of citrus zest or a few edible flowers can make a dish visually stunning and add subtle flavor nuisance. So you can also upgrade your pasta game. Don't just make the pasta the regular way. You can check for different recipes. Create your own. Don't be scared of making mistakes, because one thing about food is when you put the right quality of liquid like the water, when you put the right quantity of your spices, if the spice is not too much, even if it's not so much, you can always find a way around it. But once it's too much like that, it's almost difficult. So you don't be scared of trying new things. Don't be scared of, okay, let me see how this turn out. You shouldn't be scared. Just give it a try, and you never can tell. You should also learn to use quality ingredients. Quality ingredients gives quality food. Investing in high quality ingredients can significantly elevate the taste of your meal. Using freshly ground pepper instead of pre-ground, sea salt rather than table salt, or good quality olive oils for dressing and cooking make a noticeable difference. So opt for organic produce, free-range eggs, and grass-fed meat when possible. These choices not only enhance the flavor but also contribute to a healthier and more ethical diet. For instance, discovering the best Elk Jack recipe can lead you to new high-quality ingredients that add a high-quality, delicious twist to your own meal. So don't be scared to try. Don't be scared to do what you've not done before just because you are scared of making mistakes. Yes, we make mistakes all the time, but then once you find the right place, the right spot, you get the taste. It's like nobody can take that away from you. Learn to try different cooking methods. You have to play with textures, and all of that. And in conclusion, by incorporating these simple tricks into your daily cooking routine, you can transform ordinary meals into extraordinary culinary experiences. With a little creativity and effort, every meal can be a delightful adventure for your taste bud. And if you want that, then you have to be very creative. Try all the recipes. Don't be scared to make mistakes, because you can always try over and over and over again. And guess what? Even if you do not know how to cook, just learn the simple trick, and after now, you're going to be super good in the kitchen. It is not magic. It's just something that just from your head, just from your thinking and imagination, you can get that done. So thank you for your time with me here on Lunch Global. It's a beautiful time always being here, and I guess you had fun, and I did as well. So we'll get to see you on our next episode. I am still your host, Anamel Joseph. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.